Welcome everybody to Bedbug TV. I'm your host, Jeff White. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about a topic that for me just won't seem to go away. But nonetheless, it's using ozone to kill and treat bedbug infestations.
Remember, folks, these were not our generators he's talking about. And this story is not about our company or our system. In fact, this test was never performed with our equipment at all, since they refused all of our offers to prove it to them in the field on numerous occasions. I personally called and talked to the president of Bedbug University and have even met him at some of his shows and asked him to let us prove our system. But unfortunately, they haven't been willing to do that.
And so the concept behind this is that for many, many years, the remediation industry has been using ozone, which is what you read about in the news, that's in our atmosphere that filters out ultraviolet rays from the sun, that has been eroding in certain parts of the world. And they have machines that can actually manufacture ozone, create ozone, and the remediation industry has been using it to treat for mold for many, many years. And they'll take ozone, they'll put it in areas where mold is, and it will kill that mold. And so what some manufacturers have figured out is that it will also kill bedbugs. And so the story behind this is that, several years ago when this technology first started to pop up for bedbugs, we had a couple manufacturers reach out to us and reach out to me personally and say, hey, listen, I got this new technology, it's the silver bullet, it kills bedbugs, it's great for bedbug treatment, this, that, and the other. We want to try it out. And I didn't know anything about it at the time, so I said, you know what, that's fine. I'm interested. I have to check everything out. I doubted it at first, but I was interested, and I said, you know what, let me see what you have in terms of background information, and let me see if I can't see it in action in the field. And so they sent me a lab study that showed that ozone will, in fact, kill bedbugs in the lab. In this lab study, they exposed bedbugs to 150 parts per million, which is an extremely high level of ozone. The EPA recommends I think it's either a part per million or 0.1 parts per million in regards to what humans can be exposed to. And so 150 parts per million, which is an extremely large, amount of ozone, and they kill bedbugs in the lab. Okay, there's at least a good start, so let's see what you can do in the field. And so I found a home that was interested, and I had the manufacturer come down, I gave them the home, and I said, here you go, it was a pretty bad infestation in this person's house. And they were like, fine, we'll set our ozone equipment up, we'll do whatever we need to do. They sealed the house up, they put all these ozone generators inside. They said, don't worry about it, we're going to get rid of all the bed bugs for you, this is an awesome technology. We put out some controlled hides of live bed bugs inside these little mesh containers that are breathable. We put them in, places right next to the ozone machines, inside wall voids, some that should have been easy to kill, some that should have been harder, and came back 24 hours later after they said they were done, and they were all happy with their ozone treatment. And so that's basically how it went down, and when we came back 24 hours later, not only did it not work, this technology completely fell on its face. Literally, over the course of the actual treatment, they only reached about 20 parts per million inside this house. Now, obviously, the tenant wasn't there. They only reached 20 parts per million. And remember, in that lab study, it was 150 parts per million. And so that's what they claimed was the reason why it didn't work, which I get. That's fine. The bottom line with this is, as I said, it fell on its face in this study. Now, after we saw the study, we gave them the opportunity to do it again. They did it again, made some changes, were confident it was going to work this time, and the same exact thing happened. And so the bottom line is, and this is the blanket statement when it comes to ozone, for me, is that a ton of research needs to get done on the use of ozone to kill bedbugs before I am going to support the technology.
Well, Jeff and I met in October 2011 at Pest World. And I then shared the real-world results about ozone gas with him. And I explained to him why it was not only massive amounts of ozone gas that's needed, but also our unique positive pressurization machines that force the gas into the voids where the bedbugs hide. What is absolutely sad, folks, is that this video was posted after we showed him the technology and explained to him what was different. He actually ran away from me this year at Pest World 2012 when we tried to hand him the Purdue University studies. It's really, really sad, Jeff. You got to get with the times. Ozone has been proven in the lab and in the field. to kill bed bugs with 100% mortality.
Now, I saw it fall on its face in front of me. I'm not going to say these manufacturers that are coming up to me now are lying or whatever the case may be. Maybe that's true. But in addition to the fact that I didn't see any good results in the field, I have concerns about the health effects of ozone. You know, when it comes to treating entire structures with ozone for bed bugs, there may be other things going on that we don't completely understand yet.
You know, Jeff, once again, we gotta agree, other things are going on. You're killing all the viruses. You're killing all the bacteria. You're killing all the mold spores. You're killing all the dust mites. You're killing all the cockroaches. You're killing all the flies, all the scorpions, all the ants, and all the other pests, as well as destroying all of the odors in the house at the very same time.
Because there hasn't been a lot of work done with ozone and this level of ozone inside somebody's house. You know, when you're creating 100 parts per million of ozone, what is that ozone doing in that house? You know, ozone is an unstable molecule, and what it's doing is it's reacting with other molecules inside that house, and it's changing those molecules. And one of the questions I have is, well, when it changes those molecules, is it changing it into something that could be toxic to somebody? And, you know, some of these manufacturers will say no, this, that, and the other, or they don't know, or whatever the case may be, but it's a major concern to me.
Well, Jeff, here's where you're wrong again. You see, ozone has been studied for well over 200 years, and high concentration shock treatments have been used for over 70 years in the fire and flood industries as well as the medical field. In fact, 100 to 110 years ago, ozone was used widely by doctors and the medical profession, and it continues to be used outside of the United States of America in this way today. In some countries, it's injected directly into cancerous tumors and the bloodstream. So stop trying to run a scare campaign to help you sell your all-natural products. In fact, listening to this video about ozone has been almost entirely based on fear. And the fact of the matter is, ozone, when used with our multi-step system, is absolutely lethal.
And the bottom line is nobody seems to have a straight answer for that, because I don't think we completely know exactly what the story is behind that. And you know, you're going to hear people out there argue with me on this, and the bottom line is we used it in the field, it didn't kill any bed bugs in the 2 field trials that we did, and until I have somebody else who's an expert in our industry on bed bugs use it and find positive effects of ozone treatment in the field for bed bugs, and can address any health concerns that anybody has about using this high of a dose for ozone in somebody's house, I'm not going to be comfortable with the technology.
Well, you know, here, Jeff, your arguments are like saying, well, we tried a chemical on bed bugs and it didn't work, so no chemical will ever work on bed bugs. This is known in the science of logic as a logical fallacy. Logical fallacies are used by attorneys, not scientists. So, if you claim to be an entomologist and therefore a scientist, open your mind to the evidence. Stop the misdirection. The pest control world needs facts, not stories and opinions. There's a wealth of science that is located at ozonegenerator20000.com on the Science tab. And real-world interviews from real PMPs using the system to kill bed bugs every single day are located at www.greenbedbugremoval.com.
And that's the bottom line. And so if you have any questions about ozone and ozone for bed bugs, you know, you can quickly shoot me an email. If it's something technical about this, I may not be the right person. I'm not going to act like an ozone expert because I'm not.
Well, Jeff, we finally found something we can agree on. Finally, you're not an ozone expert, and you have not spent a ton of time on it if you did 2 tests for one company that never achieved the parts per million necessary for efficacy. Also, to be successful, you do have to have a way to deal with the eggs, and also re-entry, which is why we use a 3-part patented process for 100% eradication.
You know, I don't know all the different science behind it. I just know that we tried it in the field, it did not work, and we've tried it a couple of times and it has not worked. And that's what I know. Not to say that it won't work and it can't work in the future, and maybe they'll find a new technology and they will answer health concern questions, and this will be a viable technique somewhere down the road. But for right now, I'm not comfortable with it, and as an expert from my experiences...
Well, Jeff, you said you're not an expert. Now you say you are an expert. You say ozone has been used to kill bugs, then you say it doesn't work. It seems as if you have an agenda to slander ozone technology without using explicit slander.
I would not recommend it for treatment of bedbugs. And that, everybody, is ozone treating for bedbugs. If you have any questions, jeff.white@bedbugcentral.com, and I hope to see everybody soon enough.
Well, don't worry, Jeff. Someone actually did come up with a technology that works. It works now, and it involves positively pressurizing the gas into the voids in the structure, coupled with special high-output blasters, a water-based essential oil active to destroy the eggs, and a mechanical barrier to prevent re-entry. So, folks, if you're in the world as a real PMP or property owner or manager looking to eradicate bedbugs, and you've watched Jeff's video, this is our audio response sharing the reasons why the video is full of inaccuracies. If you're looking for more information, go to www.greenbedbugremoval.com and watch real pest control owner, property manager interviews. People that are in the field every day in the pest control world and the property management industry killing bedbugs with our amazing patented system.